The Art Director's Debrief, number 7. The moment a gentleman is forged in crisis.
Hello, and welcome back to the Art Director's Debrief. There is an old saying, true character is not revealed in times of comfort, but in moments of crisis. A crisis is a crucible, a fire that burns away the masks we wear, melting down social pleasantries and revealing the true metal beneath. In chapters 44 through 48 of Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen plunges the Bennet family into the most intense fire they have ever known, a public scandal that threatens to consume their reputation, their future, and their very name. Lydia Bennet's elopement with George Wickham is the catalyst that forces every character to react, and in their reactions, their true natures are laid bare for us to examine. We will witness the complete failure of parental authority, the emptiness of performative morality, and the quiet competence of genuine virtue. But most importantly, we will witness the stunning, unexpected transformation of Mr. Darcy, who, in the face of another family's disgrace, finally sheds the skin of pride to reveal the true character of a gentleman. This is an analysis of what happens when the worst comes to pass and who we become in the face of shame. Let us first turn our artistic eye to the portrait of a family in chaos. The reaction at Longbourn is a masterclass in dysfunction. Mrs. Bennet's response is one of pure theatrical hysteria. She immediately retreats to her room, not to strategize, but to perform her suffering. Her concern is not for Lydia's safety or future, but for her own shattered nerves and social standing. Her lamentations are entirely self-pitying, blaming everyone but herself and her own permissive parenting. She is a portrait of emotional incontinence, a mother who, in a moment of crisis, offers no strength, only noise. Mr. Bennet's reaction is more complex, and in many ways more tragic. His initial nonchalance, his belief that Lydia would eventually be brought back, gives way to a grim recognition of his own profound failure as a father. He, who had retreated into the witty detachment of his library for years, now understands that his passive amusement at his family's follies has come at a terrible price. He journeys to London, but his efforts are fruitless. His return is that of a defeated man, a patriarch who has lost control of his own house, finally admitting his guilt to Elizabeth. His famous wit has been silenced by the weight of his own neglect. And then there is the letter from Mr. Collins. This document is a masterpiece of sanctimonious cruelty. It arrives under the guise of clerical condolence, but is in reality a vessel for his own smug self-righteousness. He speaks of the Bennets' grief, but his tone is one of thinly veiled glee. He advises them to cast off their daughter like a tainted limb to save the rest of the body. This is the failure of performative hollow morality. His Christian forgiveness extends only so far as it does not inconvenience him or his patroness. The letter reveals him to be a man utterly devoid of compassion, a true fool whose piety is just another form of pride. In this crucible, the characters we expected to be pillars of the family and community, the parents, the clergymen, have all crumbled into dust. In stark contrast to the chaos at Longbourn, Austen presents us with a portrait of quiet, middle-class competence, the Gardiners. Their reaction to the crisis is our baseline for rational, compassionate behavior. They do not waste time on hysterics or moralizing. They take immediate, practical action. Mr. Gardiner, without a moment's hesitation, goes to London to take charge of the search, offering his time and resources to manage a crisis that is not his own. Mrs. Gardiner remains at Longbourn to provide the emotional stability and sensible care that Mrs. Bennet is incapable of offering.
The Gardiners represent the virtues that Austen champions throughout the novel:
intelligence, kindness, self-possession, and a sense of active duty. They are not titled, nor do they possess great estates, but their character is their true fortune. They serve as a powerful foil, a control group against which the failings of the Bennets and the later virtues of Darcy can be measured. They are the steady hand in the storm, a testament to the idea that true worth is not a matter of birth, but of behavior. Now we arrive at the most pivotal moment in these chapters, a moment of profound intimacy and revelation that occurs amidst chaos. It is the scene where Elizabeth, in her panic and distress, confesses the entire sordid affair to Mr. Darcy. Let us analyze this moment from an artistic perspective. Elizabeth, who has built her identity on her sharp judgment and control, completely breaks down. She reveals her family's deepest, darkest secret to the one man she believes looks down on them the most. She does this because in that moment of crisis, she instinctively turns to the strongest, most capable person in the room. And Darcy's reaction is the turning point of the entire novel. He does not say, "I told you so." He does not show a flicker of triumph or disdain. The man who once disparaged her family's lack of propriety is now confronted with the ultimate proof of it, and his response is not judgment, but a quiet, grave, and profound empathy for her. Austen makes it clear that his concern is not for the scandal itself, but for Elizabeth's suffering. His silence, his thoughtful expression, his unchanged complexion but deeper gravity all speak to a man whose primary concern has shifted from his own pride to her well-being. This is the moment the marble statue of Pride, the cold portrait from the Meryton Ball, finally and irrevocably shatters, revealing the true man beneath. His love for Elizabeth has rehumanitized him, forcing him to see beyond the rigid social codes that have governed his life. His abrupt departure is not an act of rejection, as Elizabeth tragically misinterprets it to be. It is an act of intention. It is the quiet beginning of a secret mission. It is the moment a man of immense power decides to use that power not for his own benefit, but for the sake of the woman he loves, even if he believes she will never love him back. The dramatic irony is breathtaking. Elizabeth believes this family disgrace is the final nail in the coffin of any potential future with Darcy. She believes it has confirmed all his worst prejudices. But we, the audience, can see the truth. This crisis is the very thing that allows Darcy to prove his worth. It gives him the opportunity to move beyond words and into action. These chapters brilliantly redefine the concept of a gentleman. We have Mr. Collins, the pious gentleman, who was revealed to be a moral coward. We have Mr. Wickham, the charming officer and a gentleman, who was revealed to be a scoundrel. And then we have Mr. Darcy, the man Elizabeth long considered the least gentlemanlike of all, who, in a moment of true crisis, acts with the most profound sense of honor, responsibility, and quiet strength. He acts without any hope of reward or recognition. He acts simply because it is the right thing to do. This is the true test of character, and in this test, the man Elizabeth thought she knew has been replaced by a hero she never could have imagined. I leave you with this question. What does Darcy's quiet, decisive reaction in this moment tell us about the nature of his pride? Was it ever truly arrogance, or was it simply a shield for a deeply principled and perhaps even shy character? Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for joining me in the Emotive Archive.